Hi everyone, it's Refresh, and I have a battle for you between two Amonkhet sealed decks and the Defeat a God challenge deck from Journey into Nyx. We'll be starting on normal difficulty with 3 Rollicking Throngs, and we will be using the Harvester, which will let us draw and discard a card each turn, the Vanquisher, which will increase the starting hand size by 1 and the maximum hand size by 1, and the Explorer, which will let us play 2 lands on each turn. We'll start with 8 cards. Dimir has a good mix of spells and lands. We'll keep it. Orzhov is a little short on good lands, so let's go ahead and go for the next 8. We only have 1 land, and that's actually even worse, so we'll go ahead and go to 7. Now we have almost all lands, which is not great, but I think it's better to start that way and then loot into playables. So let's try at the top card. It is a cartouche. I think it's okay. Let's keep that on top. Alright, turn 1, we'll play an island and a swamp. Tap them both and play a Seeker of Insight. Play a Swamp and a Plains. Tap them both and play a Binding Mummy. And then we will go to Xenagos' turn. Xenagos will cast 2 cards, the first one being a Maddened Oreade. As long as there are 5 or more revelers on the battlefield, the Oreade attacks each turn if able. There are only 4. The second card, which is an Ecstatic Piper. Ecstatic Piper enters the battlefield, Xenagos attacks if able. And now there are 5, so the Oreade will attack, and Xenagos will also attack. I think it is actually worth trading the Binding Mummy for the Oreade, so we'll go ahead and do that. We'll take 6 from Xenagos, but we'll gain 6 from the Oreade perishing, and so we will end up with no net loss of life. We'll loot at the end of the turn. Draw a island and a cartouche of ambition on this side. We'll drop the plains here, and then on this side we will drop a ancient crab because it doesn't do much against this deck. Then we'll untap, draw. We have a swamp and another swamp. We'll play both of the swamps, tap everything, play the Gravedigger, getting back the Binding Mummy. And on this side we'll play another island and another swamp, and then we will play the Scribe of the Mindful. And then we are going to pass the turn back to Xenagos. Xenagos will untap. We'll play 2 cards. We have a Impulsive Charge. At the beginning of combat this turn, all revelers gain haste and attack if able. And then Xenagos Strike. Xenagos' Strike deals 4 damage to each player. There are 2 players, so we will take 8 damage to go to 12. We'll be attacked by the Piper, the Throng, and the Throng. We'll go ahead and block 2 of the Throngs, and we'll take 3 damage from the Piper and the Rollicking Throngs to go to 9, which is kind of precarious. We'll loot at the end of the turn. Got a Cartouche here and a Gravedigger here. Let's get rid of the extra island because it's not going to do very much for this deck. And on this side we'll get rid of the Grasping Dunes. Untap, draw. Got Oketra's Monument on this side and a Cursed Minotaur on this side. I think what we're going to start doing is we're going to play the Cartouche of Ambition on the Gravedigger, making it a 3/3 lifelinker. We'll put a -1/-1 counter on Xenagos the Ascended. On this side, we'll play a Cursed Minotaur, and then we will attack with the Gravedigger into the Ecstatic Piper. The Scribe of the Mindful and the Seeker of Insight will attack into a Rollicking Throng, killing both of these. Gain 4 life to go to 13, and then we will pass the turn to Xenagos. Xenagos will play an Ecstatic Piper, or Xenagos will untap, and then play an Ecstatic Piper, which will cause Xenagos to attack this turn, as well as an Impulsive Return, which will return 2 cards named Ecstatic Piper from the graveyard to the battlefield. And then it will deal combat damage to each player equal to the number of revelers on the battlefield. So we'll be taking 8 damage, and Xenagos will be attacking for 5. We're already taking 8, so we're down to 5, which means we absolutely have to chump block with the Cursed Minotaur. Cursed Minotaur perishes, and then we will loot once more. We've got Liliana's Mastery on this side and a Swamp on this side. Let's get rid of one of these draw cards. Oh, we get 3 life from the Gravedigger hitting as well, so we'll go actually up to 8. On this side, I think the least impactful card is going to be the Binding Mummy. So let's go ahead and drop that. We will untap. We'll draw. We have a Stir the Sands on this side and a Start to Finish on this side. Let's go ahead and play the Swamp on this side. And then, as much as I don't want to do this, I'm going to play the Cartouche of Ambition on the Scribe of the Mindful, which will increase the -1/-1 counters on Xenagos. And then we're going to attack with both the Gravedigger and the Scribe of the Mindful as 3/3s, killing off both Ecstatic Pipers, which will get us 8 life to go to 16, and then another 6 life to go to 22. We'll keep Start and to finish up, and then just cast it on Xenagos' turn. And then we will go to Xenagos' turn. Xenagos will untap. We'll play the next 2 cards. We have an Ecstatic Piper, causing Xenagos to charge in, and a Rollicking Throng, which means that another card will be played, and that's Impulsive Charge, which will cause all the Revelers to gain haste and attack. So the Revelers attack, and Xenagos attacks. We have a lot of life, so I think we can take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage. That's not too bad. We'll go ahead and take 9 to go down to 13. We'll loot at the end of the turn. We've got a Sparring Mummy here and a Splendid Agony here. Let's actually cycle the Hieroglyphic Illumination. And then we'll ditch Stir the Sands. And on this side, let's go ahead and get rid of the Sparring Mummy. And before the turn ends, we'll go ahead and play Start, getting us a couple of warriors. Then we'll untap, draw. We have a Swamp and a Curse Minotaur. We'll play the Swamp. We will attack with the Cartouche Fighters to kill off these 2. On this side, we will play Liliana's Mastery, getting us 2 zombies that are 3/3s, making this a 4/4. The attacks will kill these 2, getting us 4 life plus 6 life to go to 23. And we will pass the turn to Xenagos, who will untap and will cast 2 spells. The first is Impulsive Charge. That means all the Revelers will gain haste and attack if able, and an Ecstatic Piper. So the Piper's attacking, Throngs are attacking, Xenagos is attacking. We're going to go ahead and play Splendid Agony on Xenagos to make him a 2/1, and so Xenagos can be blocked safely by the Seeker of Insight. The 3/3 zombies will eat the Ecstatic Piper and the Rollicking Throng, and we'll just go ahead and take 1 from the remaining Rollicking Throng to go to 22. Ecstatic Piper perishes, which will get us another 4 life to go up to 26, and then at the end of the turn, we'll just hold steady. There's no need to loot anymore. I think we have all the things that we want to cast. Untap everything. Draw. We have a Liliana, Death's Majesty, and a Cast out here. I think we can actually win. So what we're going to do is we're going to attack and kill the Rollicking Throng with the Gravedigger. Throng is down. We'll gain 4 life to go to 30. And then we're going to cast out on Xenagos to finish him off. And the Amonkhet Sildex win the day. We'll go on to game 2 in just a moment. For game 2, we'll be playing on difficult mode with 4 Rollicking Throngs. Let's go ahead and draw to 8. Dimir has a whole bunch of lands and no creatures, so I think this is not worth keeping. There are 8 cards, 4 lands and 4 spells, some of them being creatures. I think this will be worth keeping. Let's go ahead and keep this hand. Orzhov has 3 lands and some playables, so let's go ahead and keep this as well. Hopefully we'll draw into black mana, or loot into black mana. Turn 1, we'll play an island and a swamp on this side. Turn 1, we'll play 2 plains on this side, and we'll go ahead and play a Glorybound Initiate, and we'll pass it to Xenagos. Xenagos will play a Xenagos Scorn, which will cause him to gain trample and attack if able, as well as an Ecstatic Piper, which basically just does the same thing. Xenagos attacks. We're going to go ahead and take it and go down to 14. At the end of the turn, we're going to go ahead and cycle the Hieroglyphic Illumination for another card, which is a Tarkrop Skirmisher. And then we will loot. We'll get a swamp on this side and an island on this side. At this point, I don't think I need the extra island, but I don't think I really need the Ancient Crab even more, so let's get rid of that. And then on this side, let's get rid of Start for now, because those chumpers aren't really worth very much. And then we will untap, draw. We've got an Impeccable Timing on this side and a swamp on this side. Let's go ahead and play the island and the swamp. Let's actually play the Soul Stinger, giving it its own -2 counters. And then on this side, we'll play the Cradle and the Swamp. And then we will play a Doom Dissenter and a Binding Mummy. We're going to attack with a Glorybound Initiate, exerting it to give it lifelink and make it a 4/4, which will be used to kill the Ecstatic Piper. With the Ecstatic Piper down, we will gain 4 life plus another 4 to gain 8 life, to go up to 22, and then we will pass the turn. Xenagos will untap. We'll play the first card, which is an Impulsive Charge. Revelers will gain haste and attack this turn, and then an Ecstatic Piper, which means that everybody's going to attack this turn. For 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 damage, we can block 2 of the damage and kill the Ecstatic Piper with the Soul Stinger, and then we'll take 10 damage to go to 12, gaining 4 back from the Ecstatic Piper, so we'll be at 16. And actually we'll block 1 more with the Binding Mummy, so we'll be at 17. Alright, we'll loot at the end of the turn. Got a Cartouche of Ambition here and a Plague Belcher here. Let's get rid of the Impeccable Timing on this side. And we can drop a island and untap. Glorybound Initiative is no longer exerted. Draw. You've got a Sparring Mummy and a Trial of Knowledge. Let's go ahead and play the Swamp. And now what we'll do is we'll play the Plague Belcher to come into the battlefield and put the -1/-1 counters on the Doom Dissenter, finishing it off and getting us a zombie, which is a strict upgrade. And then on this side, let's play a Tarkrop Skirmisher. And then we're going to put the Cartouche of Ambition on it, putting the -1/-1 counter on Xenagos, and then we will pass the turn to Team Xenagos. Xenagos will untap. We'll play the top card, which is a Ferrospan Revelers, and another card, which is an Impulsive Charge. All the Revelers gain haste and attack this turn if able, so we're being attacked by all of these guys. We will block, Skirmisher will block 1 Rollicking Throng, Soul Stinger will block another Rollicking Throng, these 2 will block this Rollicking Throng, this one will block this Rollicking Throng. We'll go ahead and take 4 from the Ferrospan Revelers. We'll kill 3 Rollicking Throngs, take 4 to go to 13, but we'll gain 3 to go back up to 16, and then we will loot at the end of the turn. We've got a Grasping Dunes and a Curator of Mysteries. The Curator of Mysteries is really good. I think the Trial of Knowledge can go at this rate, because Curator and Viziering the Curator is quite good. On this side, I don't think this is the land that we're looking for, so yeah, we'll get rid of the Grasping Dunes, and we'll untap, draw. Got Liliana on this side, and Liliana's Mastery on this side. Let's go in on the attack. This will kill 1 Rollicking Throng. We'll exert the Glorybound Initiate and finish off the Ferrospan Revelers. So we'll gain 7 life, kill both of these. Glorybound Initiate will perish, go to 23, and then we'll each draw a card. We got a Swamp on this side and a Blighted Bat on this side. We'll play the Swamp, and then we'll play Liliana's Mastery, pumping up all my zombies with a couple more zombies. And on this side, we will play Liliana Death's Majesty, and we'll plus her immediately to get a zombie and mill 2 cards. We lost a Cartouche and a Fetid Pools. She'll be at 7. And then we will end our turn and go to Xenagos' turn. Xenagos will play the top 2 cards. We have an Ecstatic Piper, causing Xenagos to come in on the attack, and an Impulsive Return, which will return 2 more Ecstatic Pipers from the graveyard to the battlefield. There are 2 more, and then we will take damage equal to the number of revelers on the battlefield to each player. So we're taking 6 damage already. We'll go to 17, and then Xenagos will go in on the attack. I think we'll actually put the Soul Stinger in front of Xenagos and blunt the damage, and then when Soul Stinger dies, it'll add its counters to Xenagos, making it Xenagos a 3/2, and then we will loot at the end of the turn. We have a Swamp here and a Honed Kopesh here. I think the Blighted Bat is kind of weak against this deck. Let's go ahead and get rid of the Honed Kopesh. Alright, let us untap, draw, Curse Minotaur, and those who serve. Let's play this Swamp, and then I think we're just going to kill a bunch of things. From this side, each of the zombies will go in on the attack, except for one, and the Plague Belcher, which is a 6/5. We'll go ahead and kill all 3 of the Ecstatic Pipers, which will get us 4 times 3 is 12 life to go to 29. Then on the second main phase, we will play a Soul Stinger, putting the -1/-1 counters on this zombie. And on this side, we'll play the Curator of Mysteries. We will plus Liliana again, getting us another zombie, and milling 2 cards. We lost a Splendid Agony and a Stir the Sands. And then we will go to Xenagos' turn. Xenagos will untap and will play the top 2 cards, which are an Ecstatic Piper and Rip to Pieces. At the beginning of combat this turn, each Reveler deals 1 damage to each player and each creature those players control. So we'll take 2 damage, 1 for each player, and then 1 damage, 1 damage, 1 damage, 1 damage, 1 damage, 1 damage, 1 damage. This zombie dies. 1 damage, 1 damage, 1 damage, 1 damage. Okay? Everything else survives. Xenagos will go in on the attack. We'll just take the 3 damage he'll do to go to 24, and we'll go and untap. Draw. We have Scribe of the Mindful here and a Plains here. Let's go ahead and play the Plains, and then let's attack with the zombie, just 1, to finish off the Ecstatic Piper. We'll gain 4 life to go to 28, and then we will play Those Who Serve, just for a 3/5, as well as a Scribe of the Mindful, and Curse Minotaur. Might as well just play everything out. Then we'll plus Liliana again to mill 2, make another zombie, and then we will go to Xenagos' turn. Xenagos will untap. Xenagos will play Dance of Flame. Whenever a Reveler attacks, it deals 1 damage to each player, and an Ecstatic Piper, which will cause Xenagos to go in on the attack. As a 3/2, I think it's perfectly cool to have Those Who Serve block Xenagos and take no damage. We will end the turn, untap, draw. We have an island and a swamp. Go ahead and play each of those, and then we will, I think we can win. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and attack and kill the Ecstatic Piper with a zombie. So the Ecstatic Piper dies, we'll gain 4 life to go to 32. And then we're going to sacrifice Scribe of the Mindful by paying 1 mana. To sacrifice it and return a target instant or sorcery to my hand. The target will be Splendid Agony. And then we will play Splendid Agony to put 2 more counters on Xenagos, which will take him to 5 -1/-1 counters, which will finish him off as he will have no life left. And with no Revelers on the battlefield, he can't come back, and so the Amonkhet Seal decks defeat Xenagos in the Defeat a God Challenge deck without too much difficulty. This was actually quite an easy run for these particular decks. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. If you'd like to see more such videos, hit subscribe. And thanks for watching. This was Refresh, and I will see you next time.